Well, if Colby Covington can do anything, it's definitely make a fight more entertaining, because after that press conference, oh my god, am I excited for this fight. Look folks, I probably look really white on your screen. I probably don't look quite good, the best quality essentially. However, we'll be back to the old setup soon. There's actually stuff happening in the old setup. Being out here making videos has made me realise, okay, when I get back home we really need to up the levels. So essentially there's work being done on the setup at home as we speak. Well, technically yesterday, I'm yet to see it, but microphone quality improved, upgraded the camera, the background's improved, so I'm so excited for you all to see that once I'm back in the UK. It's funny, someone actually literally commented on my last video saying, are you from this place? This is where, are you from here? And it was exactly where I was from. I was like, oh yeah, you never know, I might get recognised now because I'm a fucking superstar. However, anyway, I shouldn't have sworn in the first minute of the video. My fault. However, it's morning time here. I've just finished watching the press conference and oh my goodness, Colby Covington, I don't care what you say about him, I love him. I think he's brilliant. I think he's hilarious. I think he's brash, slagging off Wonderboy Thompson. Let's start with that. Calling him it rhymes with edophile. I can't say the word on YouTube or this will completely get taken down. I'm just gonna dive straight in. Press conference starts. Colby Covington's wearing like a 1970 or 1870 something. You know, Pirates of the Caribbean, what the Empire wore, and with like the fucking long hair and like the whatever it was. I don't know anything about history. Essentially, I think it's when America beat the UK or something like that, or America took back something. Correct me in the comments. And Colby came out with that. They started shouting at each other straight away. Colby, Leon actually were going at it. It was really good, really entertaining. I'm just going to talk about the biggest moment of the press conference. Leon threw a water bottle at Colby and then stood up, went at him. Security got there. And that's because essentially Colby Covington was saying, look, I'm going to drag this guy down to the 7th layer of hell. If you don't know, like 666, 6 layers of hell, and the devil lives in hell. The 7th layer of hell would essentially be the hottest, the lowest, that doesn't exist. So, you know, but essentially saying I'm going to drag you down to that level is saying what essentially he's going to do with him. And this is, people aren't thinking as deeply into this line as they should be. He said, we can say hi to your dad while we're there. Now that's crazy because Leon's dad is dead and Leon's dad was murdered when he was like 13 years old, right? However, Leon's dad also was involved in a lot of like gang violence, gang stuff, and he was a criminal, right? So that's essentially saying your dad is dead and he deserves to be at the 7th layer of hell because he was a scumbag. That's essentially what that line is. And Leon would have taken it that way, essentially just because hell is where you go when you're a bad person, and to be on the 7th layer of hell, the bottom of hell, as low as you can go, to be there would have to be like you've done some bad shit. And obviously Leon being a 13-year-old boy when his dad was murdered, and that's what really put him down a bad path and got him into MMA. For Colby to come out and say that made Leon so fucking angry. Like you could see Leon like stood there like kind of like shaking his head like with his glasses on, and you could tell he had to really compose himself. Now, if you guys don't know, I'm picking Colby Covington to beat Leon Edwards, which a separate video is coming out tomorrow about that, okay? Or later today. And one of the main points is essentially Colby isn't like Usman. Colby will attempt a takedown and then he'll stay there and wait and really push for the takedown. If Usman knows he can't quite get it, he'll separate, and he has that striking ability. And Usman said something very similar in an interview this week. That is quite similar with that take that I've just said. However, I am when Colby said that, I was like, oh my god, that is absolutely, I thought it was unreal. I mean, I've had a look on Instagram, right? All the Instagram comments are like, that's far too far, like that, you can't say that type of thing. It's fighting, you're fighting someone. I think there's no boundaries in fighting. If someone was to bring up my mum or bring up my family and I was at a press conference with them, in my mind and in my body, I'd be losing my fucking shit, thinking I'm going to fucking murk you on Saturday night. I'm going to absolutely rip you to pieces. That's what I would be thinking personally. However, if you have to try I've not ever been in that situation, but you have to really calm yourself down to understand, like, look, if I fight like this emotion, I'm going to lose, because I think Leon's going to go in there very calm, very calculated still. However, I do have Colby getting the job done, which Sean Strickland, Sean O'Malley and Colby Covington as champions, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Two of the best shit talkers in the UFC, than Sean O'Malley, who's a flashy guy, so it's really good. Really good time for the UFC, I think 2024 will be. If Colby loses, I'm not sure what's next for him, but we're here to talk about the press conference, and I'll get back to Leon and Colby. There was a few little back and forths. Essentially, Colby just like telling Leon to shut up, calling him boring, saying he's dribbling every time he talks. Leon didn't really bring much to the table. He did argue back though. Like, Leon won't go out there to make it entertaining, but when he argues back, obviously that naturally makes it entertaining. But that is Colby. You know, if it was Bilal Muhammad sitting there, I mean, I probably would have just like skipped through. There's no point in watching a press conference if Bilal Muhammad's there, because you know what you're gonna get. This guy's beat nothing. This guy's beat no one. I beat everyone. So there's no point in watching. However, moving on, Brandon Royval and Pantoja. I'm not even gonna lie, because of the time difference here, I couldn't watch it live. It ended as I woke up at like 8 a.m, which is like 5 p.m. America time yesterday. I skipped through the Royval and Pantoja stuff. Went on Instagram. They didn't say anything worth noting, just the usual stuff. Yeah, man, I'm ready. Ignore them completely. Shavkat, Wonderboy actually got... You could tell when Colby Covington was slagging off Wonderboy, he was kind of smirking, calling him an edophile, saying he puts kids in his van and drives him to karate school, which is weird right enough, but he's just a nice, funny guy. Like, he's... And then Wonderboy is like, come on, Colby, come on. Like, Wonderboy doesn't take any of it to heart. He knows Colby's playing a character, and Colby kind of was smirking, like, kind of reluctantly saying it. I didn't mind that. I mean, poor Wonderboy, he's the nicest man on the planet. Shavkat saying like he's gonna go out there and get the job done. Wonderboy saying, you know, I'm gonna go out there, shock the world, get a title shot. And I want to pick Wonderboy, but there's just not really a way you can pick him, considering how he looked against like Bilal Muhammad and Gilbert Burns. As soon as there was a threat of the takedown, his striking really just isn't as prominent. But you never know. You never know. Wonderboy's 40. Imagine he catches him. And can I just say, Wonderboy being 40 years old and taking a fight like Shavkat, 17-0, he kind of probably knows it's his last chance. Fair play to him, and all respect in the world for Wonderboy Thompson. True veteran, true gent, and he's incredible, you know. Moving on. Who else was on the stage with Tony Ferguson and Paddy Pimblett. Now, Paddy Pimblett started the press conference not really saying much, very calm. I think he wanted to gauge what Tony's vibe was like before ripping into him. Tony was essentially saying, you know, he's going to make this guy's face a ketchup sandwich, blah, 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 saying he's back. He's going to bring the blades out for this fight. And now this is one of the things, he's been saying that his past 6 fights. And remember, before he fought Gaethje, he said he's bringing the blades out. Before he fought Bobby Green, he said... It's a new Tony, he's bringing the blades out. Before he fought Beneil Dariush, he said he's going to throw some wacky shit and get the job done. Against Oliveira, he said the Gaethje fight was a fluke. I've made a separate video on this. I think Paddy Pimblett knocks him out. It's so sad because I love Tony. Tony's so entertaining and weird. He's so funny, like, he's great. But Paddy Pimblett finishes Tony Ferguson in the first round. I think Paddy's so powerful. This isn't a prediction video, however, but I hate how they're fighting each other. I wish they were sat next to each other rather than fighting each other. I wish Paddy Pimblett was against someone like Jim Miller or Matt Favola, someone that is really, really dangerous on a 1-fight losing streak, you know, something like that. Or, you know, I just don't like the fact they're fighting. I hate it, but I also think it's perfect at the same time. it's a really good, like, rocket ship fight for Paddy Pimblett if he goes out there and... Because think about it, I'm going to quickly interrupt myself here. The Jared Gordon fight was essentially the worst thing that could have happened to Pimblett, but the fact is, if you go out there and you flatten Tony Ferguson with ease, that literally erases your last fight completely, because now fans, MMA fans are so dumb. They'll now be like, oh my god, so it was just an off night, it was just a fluke. Pimblett can beat Gaethje, easy. That's the type of stuff that'll come out because MMA fans are absolutely idiots. However, Pimblett was calling him his usual thing, you sausage. Like, they talked about the whole blocking him on Instagram, and Pimblett literally was just like, oh, he's blocked me, and Ferguson's kind of taking it as like, oh my god, you're not very mentally tough if you think like that's the worst thing that's going to happen to you. You're going to get battered essentially. And I don't think Pimblett cares about being blocked. I think Paddy got a bit railed up. He was like, you're a sausage, you're a weirdo, man. I think that's all in the moment. I think as soon as the fight's done, it'll be like love, respect, brother. I think that's completely all in the moment. Them kind of going off on each other. Apart from that, there wasn't necessarily... The biggest moment of the press conference was the whole Leon's dad thing, which was absolutely insane. I don't care about that, by the way, so if people want to have a go at me and say that was too far, definitely was not too far. It's fighting. You're fighting someone also who's not going to want to tune in and watch that fight now. Like, this is what I mean. This is what Bilal Muhammad, people like this don't understand. This is why Colby Covington gets a title shot. He's going to sell it. It's a business. Dana White knows. Colby Covington knows. They both know, it's most likely Colby Covington's last shot at a title. He's gonna sell this fucking fight. Like that's the thing, like... And also, I was gonna say this, if Usman comes back and gets a win over someone in the top 5, like Gilbert Burns or like Bilal Muhammad, Usman Colby 3, I'm fine with that. I think Colby probably beats Kamaru now, at this point in his career. Great, there's so many things that can come out of this. Oh, they brought up Ian Gary. Colby brought up Ian Gary and he said to the crowd, who here has fucked Ian Gary's wife? And then it was a really, really good line actually. After that he said, oh, that's going to be a lot of names he has to put on his fight shorts, essentially like making a joke about how like, but you know what's mental? Ian Gary actually does. Machado is Layla's ex-wife's last name, which is just absolutely crazy. It's just that I would never do that. That is crazy. That absolutely baffling. That baffles me so much. That was a really cool moment. Everyone was kind of roasting Ian Gary a bit. I love that. I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh at that. What else? I'm trying to think of like other big moments that happened. Not anything really significant. I had one more thing to say, but it's kind of slipped my mind. I don't know if it was that big of a deal. Ian Gary, the whole Ian Gary thing. I think that's about it, to be honest. Tony Ferguson said no one else on stage could do the David Goggins stuff. I don't agree with that. I think everyone on the stage probably could get through it. They're all professionals, MMA fighters that are quite mentally strong. I know Hell Week's tough, but if a 40-year-old Tony Ferguson can do it, well, I say that, maybe not. Tony has always trained like non-MMA specific cardio, and that's why randomly in fights he gets like these weird 5th wins and stuff. And anything else? Face-offs were really good. Tony and Paddy's looked quite good. Leon's and Colby's really intense. As I said, biggest moment of the fight was him throwing the water bottle at Colby. I mean, can you imagine that it had been the microphone and like it had caught Colby and the fight would have been done? I love scuffles. I don't like when people throw things. I loved when Dylan Dennis hit Logan Paul with a mic, because that was actually like, fuck around and find out, you fake bitch. Yeah, really a much better press conference than we're used to. Again, the flyweights don't even count. The flyweight, I don't get rid of the flyweight division. There's about 9 people in that division. Little guys like that will never sell. I don't care what you say. Get Demetrius Johnson back and get him to batter all of them, please, I beg. That's why one championship does not have a flyweight division. Yeah, great night, great press conference. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, everyone. I can't wait to watch the fights on Sunday at like 6 a.m. It'll be for me. No, it won't be. Like 12. It'll be like 12 p.m. for me watching the fights in Thailand, which is great. The last pay-per-view that there was when I arrived was, I think, the Aspinall pay-per-view. So very much excited to watch some UFC again. And yeah, I have a feeling it's gonna be a really good night of fights. I can't wait to see the Cody Garbrandt fight. That'll be good. I want to see if he's less gun shy. I'm gonna make a separate video on all this. But yeah, I'm just quickly racking my mind if there's anything else that happened during the press conference, and the whole Leon's dad thing just really has me stumped. That was incredible. I did love that. I know I'm gonna think of something as soon as the camera goes off, and that's just what always happens, but oh well. Yeah, apart from that, Paddy Pimblett was he was getting himself fired up towards the end. I think that's just in the moment, as I said, because Tony was being a bit annoying, a bit weird. Paddy was just having none of it. But yeah, that's it, folks. Thanks very much for watching. It was a really good press conference, and yeah, I will see you all on, well, later today for more videos, and tomorrow.